Welcome, doctors, homeopathic students, and homeopathic lovers. Today is the 976th day of the uninterrupted daily webinar of Ifph, and today we are having with us Dr. Abdequem Chinthanwala. Dr. Abdequem Chinthanwala practices Hahnemannian homeopathy for 24 years at Dr. Abdequem's Grace Healing Homeopathy, Nagpur. Branches at Vashi, Navi Mumbai, Pune, and Yavatmal. They conduct research in ailments that are termed as incurable, with specialty clinics on cirrhosis of liver, coronary artery disease, chronic renal failure, psoriasis, diabetes mellitus, migraine, IBS, and ulcerative colitis. Dr. Chinthanwala believes in promoting evidence-based homeopathy through national and international seminars and has completed over 200 webinars in the last 3 years. His online Saturday question-answer sessions are very popular among practitioners who discuss their queries in practice. In February 2015, released maiden DVD on the art of interpretation and prescribing. He is a proud recipient of the Maharashtra Ratna for his exemplary contribution in the field of homeopathy in 2022. Best Thesis Award entitled The Scope of Homeopathy in Hypercholesteremia and Coronary Artery Disease. He got his PG from London on 2014. He had the International Young Achievers Award at Nepal in 2009 and the Bharat Gaurav Sanman at New Delhi in 2008. And let us welcome Dr. Abdequem Chinthanwala. And today's topic is the art of interpretation and prescribing. I welcome you all for the session.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, doctor.
Yeah. So thank you all. And once again, I thank everybody for calling me in the English session. This is a very unique about this group that you have both the sessions, English also and Hindi also. That's very fantastic. And I just saw that it was about 900 and something 76th episode. And that's fantastic. You know, learning has to be so wide, and there are different methods of learning and different methods of prescribing. Everybody gets to learn. See, everybody is, as Hahnemann has told, everybody is a student, no? That's why it's important that this group stays and it stays long so that we all learn together. Thank you, Dr. Binduraj, for reciting my resume. Thank you so much. Whatever achievements we did now is because of homeopathy. So I always prefer to write Abdequem Chinthanwala now as a homeopath, no degrees involved, because homeopathy itself is a very big degree. I feel that way. So last time we did about the art of prescribing in English. If I'm fast, just tell me so that I'll be slow. Last time we did a case of CAD, and I hope Dr. Sandesh must be there and everybody enjoyed that. So today I'll be presenting some work which I have been doing since long, you know. There are a lot of cases sometimes in a practice that in spite of good case taking, in spite of good rubrications also good, it does not respond, or then we have to find different ways to enter the case. Moreover, if you are a good homeopath and somebody has referred you a case, your friend has referred you a case, and he has told that I have tried everything. And I have tried everything, sir, but it is not working. So in this case, sometimes, you know, you have to find different ways to enter the case. So today I'll be sharing one of the very interesting ways which I have learned and adopted in my practice, and it has given me good results. So if you also like it, you may use in your practice. And I'll share my screen now. Dr. Binduraj, you are the host. You are the co-host.
Yeah, doctor is also a co-host. You can do that.
Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen. Let's hope today's session goes well, and we all learn something from it. Can you see this slide?
Yes.
I think last time I was not able to share with the, animation. So with the slideshow. So I'll just start this slideshow and just tell me if you can see the slide. You can see the slide?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So the art of interpretation and prescribing. I feel, as everybody will know, that homeopathy itself is an art, and to prescribe it's basically, it requires an art. So if you have seen my last case, it was viola odorata. We started with thuja and ended up with viola odorata. Triple vessel disease cured with a single dose of viola odorata. In that also, I had given a hint that sometimes prescribing becomes difficult, and just by seeing the patient, seeing the face, seeing the hairs, nails, eyes, ears, in general, what Dr. Kent has said about aura, aura. Everybody carries an aura. When the patient comes in a clinic, you feel that it might be this way, it might be that way, depending on the aura. If a lecturer is giving you a lecture on Zoom, you have seen about 900 lecturers. So when you are hearing the lecturer, you find that some qualities of a lecturer or presenter is basically very unique to himself. So you have to keep that in mind, and then you'll understand this type. For example, I'll tell you, there are a lot of cases where I entered the case through these symptoms, coldness of the fingers under the nails, discoloration of fingers, blackish, nails which are corrugated, crippled, there's dryness of nails, hardness of nails, splitting nails. Recently, about a month back, I had a very interesting case of benign tumor of the prostate. With the whole case taking, nothing happened. But the patient's relative said that whenever we are cleaning our room and all, and when the table falls on the nail, sometimes the nail crack. But my husband's nails never crack. They are very thick. And I just read in Mater Medica, Calcarea silicata. Calcarea silicata 200 single dose cured that benign hypertrophy of prostate. So this is the basically way which I have seen in my practice, and I'll share basically why I do this in my practice. Everybody might have given these type of results in their practice, but there are some ways which I have developed, and I'll tell you the reason also. Sometimes what happens when the case at our hand has very few details, or when the case has too many symptoms that are confounding, or you can say when the case has very typical marked symptoms. For example, a patient comes to you with the hairs very standing, or patient comes to you where the patient says, I cannot comb the hair, the comb sticks and it pains too much. Or the patient comes to you with a very pointed nose and a shiny nose, or a very tapering chin. These are very, very marked symptoms. It is called typical marked symptoms. Or when the case can be observed through the non-verbal cues. Homeopathy is all about interpretation. Every symptom the patient tells you, you repeat that symptoms, or you can read in between the lines the patient's bird's eye view. For example, you see that the patient is absolutely a spoiled child. No parent or no child will say that I'm spoiled. But it is an interpretation of the doctor while seeing the whole case. Or sometimes the patient comes to you and tells you the whole symptom, and you find the patient is absolutely behaving like absent-minded, or he's a very theorizing patient, or he's a very ragged philosopher. Nobody will tell that I'm a ragged philosopher. But if you are going to interpret that symptom as a bird's eye view in the whole case, sulfur comes very well. This is what means by non-verbal communication. And next thing, what I have understood, when the case has not got improvement from previous homeopathic treatment, we need to apply this novel method. The method, I'll just tell you in a few, and I'll tell you the case also with the case. See, all these ways are entry points to resolve a case. And they provide pointers to narrow down to rubrics that we can choose to repertorize. Now, why I'm telling this symptom, whenever my fellow assistant doctors are working with me, they take the whole case for 2 hours, 3 hours, they repertorize and come to me with 10 symptoms, 12 symptoms, or 8, 9 symptoms. And most of the time, you see that most of the polycrest remedy comes into the repertory chart. It could start from calcareca up to silicia to sulfur to nitromure, XYZ. And then it is very difficult, to prescribe those infrequently used remedies which have got very good typical and marked symptoms in their drug proving, but because they are not fully proved, we do not prescribe because they did not come in the repertory chart. And sometimes we normally prescribe the polycrest, but we fail to get that drug, and we do not hit the simillimum. We are always at a partial simillimum, and we are not able to cure that case. I'll just give you basically an example. Just see if you can get this. Now, today's topic I chose after a just finished seminar in London. I just finished it and I just told something about forehead. Now, just see, I have seen there are types of forehead, rectangular forehead. These are all examples of the patient. Sometimes the forehead is very deep. Forehead is very large. Forehead low. Forehead sloped, or we have M type of forehead. So these are the various type of things which I have seen in my practice, and then I have tried to enter the case through forehead because this is the part which is easily seen in the patients. You must have also seen a lot of foreheads, you know, that M type of forehead, the low-lying forehead, the sloping forehead. There's one type of forehead also is there, which I'll come in a few minutes. If you want to understand this forehead, you can basically see what person like film stars are there. You can see the forehead of film stars. You can easily connect with them that this is tapering forehead, this is M type of forehead, this is a low-lying forehead, this is slow forehead. You can easily see. For that, I'll take a hint. I'll take just one case. This is a very, very interesting case. A friend of mine referred this case to me. This is a case from Jabalpur, from Madhya Pradesh. And he said, sir, I have exhausted the whole, maybe the Mathematica in Boric, most of what I have seen in my practice, but the patient is not getting results. And his counts of triglycerides and cholesterol is keeping on increasing, though the patient does not eat non-veg, though the patient does not take alcohol, and she's a lady patient, still menstruating. So, sir, he told me that you prescribe by looking at the face. You can try and just if you can try and prescribe. So I told the patient to send me the photograph of the patient. So this is a case of hypercholesteremia and hypertriglyceridemia. These are basically my favorite topics because I have done thesis and research on this, and I'm doing PhD also on hypercholesteremia. So this is the report of the patient. The report says the cholesterol was 427.9. The triglycerides was 2,419. And the pathologist who called me, he wrote in the report, serum sample is grossly lipidemic, repeated twice. So the pathologist repeated the report twice because he was surprised. How can a lady have so high triglycerides? Because he told me that if the patient is a habit of drinking alcohol, then the TG would be high, or the diabetes TG would be high. But this is a case where there is no alcohol, there is no diabetes, but the cholesterol is so high, the TG is so high. He said, sir, I've checked the reports more than 2 times, but make sure that the remedy works because the TG is increasing and the cholesterol is increasing. So when this report, if the report does not go down, and if she goes to a cardiologist, he will first shout her and tell homeopathy does not work. So I told the patient, my friend, to tell the patient to send me the face of the patient. This is the face of the photograph of the patient. I'll come to the forehead also. Now, on looking at the case on the photograph, I'll ask everybody, I just remember the aura of Kent, what he tells. When the patient comes to you, he carries an aura. On looking at the face, this patient has had a classical round forehead. Round forehead, remember that. And you could see the patient. If I can ask anybody, how does the patient, I have basically blanked the eyes because she's one of the very well-known personalities of Madhya Pradesh. She is a wife of very, very known personality, so I have to hide that face. But this face gives you an aura, something a different aura. I'll get back to you. So whatever I observed, she had a rounded forehead. She had high cheekbones, a broad-based nose, bright eyes, and a well-balanced facial features. So when we interpret, when we interpreted that this lady has the features which get covered with a round forehead type of personality. Next question comes to us. How and what is our understanding about round forehead? So that it helps us to enter the case and to prescribe the remedies. Now, this is where basically I have, in my 25 years of practice, seen in my practice. I found mostly those personalities having a rounded forehead. These personalities are bold, and independent. They are bold and independent. They work very seriously and conscientiously. So this is what this is now I'm just clubbing it. It's a very long analysis of the rounded forehead, but just I'm clubbing it to just give you a view of the forehead personality. So they are bold and independent, and they work very seriously and conscientiously. Now, when we are talking about some interpretation, it always has two parts. One is the positive part and one is the negative part. So the negative aspect of this boldness, which I have seen, is that they go for whatever they want to do and they will try to achieve their goals by all means. So the only negative aspect which I have seen that of boldness is they will try to achieve, as it is said in homeopathy, try to achieve that goal by hook or by crook. And now if this lady is a housewife, so what will be the anger and what will be the family support because of this boldness and the independentness? The anger is violent because she always wants to achieve what she wants. And female type of personalities, they support their family very well because they are very strong-minded personalities. Very well, I have seen in many, many cases in my practice, this is basically a general view about bold personalities. So if this is right, then I have to ask the question which basically relates to these type of personalities. We'll come back to the case also. So remember, bold personality, I'm telling you because you also can try in your practice and give me a confirmation what I am telling is right or wrong, because this is my experience in my practice. First of all, we have to understand the personalities who are bold, how they react in the environment, in the challenge, whenever they're faced in challenge or challenging situation, so that we can basically say, yeah, this personality is a bold personality. To be bold implies willingness to get things done despite risk. See, this is very important. They know there is a risk, but still they'll take it because they are bold enough to take that risk. That needs a lot of confidence. And because of that, these personalities have a habit of speaking their mind out. These are bold personalities. And the clarity is about the priorities, what they want to do, what they don't want to do. They're very clear in the ideas. So clarity of ideas is very, very important in their personality, rounded forehead, and they are focused in their goals. They're never wavered. I'll do like this, what will happen? I'll do like this, what will happen? They are very precise. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is what I want to do. This is what I expect from life. That's why the patient who called me, his husband told and wife told, they were sitting together, told me, sir, we can give you 1 month, take 1 month. If it is okay, it's okay. If it is not well, I'll go to allopathy. They were very precise in, especially the lady, you know. They are focused in their goals. They are very courageous and work ethics and values. The only thing the lady told me, sir, don't be so late. Otherwise, if I land up in a problem, if I get a heart attack, because I know I can land a heart attack, don't be so late and don't be so late in telling me, so that there also, if I go allopathy treatment, they also tell me that you are late. And I've also taken a lot of homeopathy medicines for about 6 to 8 months, but my values are increasing. And because one of your friend has referred me, I am taking. So don't be so late. She was so precise. So whenever the patients are so precise, it is up to us also to tell them very frankly that we can try. So I told, don't give me 1 month, just give me 20 days and we'll check the report afterwards. But let me be very frank, I was internally very much in turmoil because she was a very, very high profile case, one of the parliamentarian's wife, and I knew that I had to give results very fast. Otherwise, I would have landed up in the problem, to be very frank with you. But I didn't tell her. I was basically trying to get the case. Or you can say opposite of timidity also is courageousness, if in little sense we can take. And we say unabashed vigor to achieve. Now, this is again a very, very important thing. Now, of course, the friend referred to me. So he had told me the remedies he had given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we had already tried in 6 months about 18 remedies, but did not work. So this was the background. This was the face. This was our interpretation about the face and the forehead. And this is the examples of boldness. So to confirm that our reading of boldness or the rounded forehead is right, I had to ask some question so that I understand the personality is bold or not. So I have just clubbed that case in few questions so that we can finish the case in proper time. The first question that I asked the patient, in order to confirm our findings through the shape of forehead, we asked few questions. What are your hobbies? Now imagine a condition of a person who is round and round forehead, bold personalities, independent personalities. What will be the hobbies? And she immediately told, I like dancing. She told me, I like dancing. Now, if our interpretation is good, the next question mine would be, which type of dancing? Which type of dancing? That is very important. Of course, there are different types of dancing, as there are a lot of Indian crowds. We have Kathak and we have artistic and we have ballet type of dancing in foreign countries. What do we expect? What answers do we expect in this patient if our interpretation of forehead is right? That is a very important question, you know. Immediately she told me one thing. See how this works. She told me I like dancing. In Hindi, she told me जी खुल के नाचती है. Matlab, she dances her heart out. There is no chronology of dancing. Rhythm of dancing means the break dance is there. There is no rhythm. When her husband told, when she dances like there is no other day and nobody is seeing her. She dances as if we start laughing at why she's dancing this way, but she dances her heart out. This was her hobby. That is matching with the boldness, you know. Sometimes if somebody asks me to dance, I can hardly dance. I'll start clapping first. I'll not dance. And if I dance also, I'll just be moving my hand because my type of personality is not like that type. But she was that type of personality. Immediately, I asked her next question. And the next question was, does she like to talk or is she the quiet types? Of course, with this type of answer in the hobbies, I was expecting the answer which she gave me. She said she's a very open. She does not hesitate to speak. She speaks what she wants. She freely talks to anybody and everybody. She also is very expressive in her mannerism. This is the personality. And next question, just to ask the sensitivity, how much sensitivity is the patient, I asked the next question, that is, what affects her the most? See, if you are speaking or heart out, you are a very open type of personality. You don't hide anything. You also expect persons to be very open-minded, just talk. She always tells me, she told me that I like people to be very frank, you know, if there's a problem, just tell me, don't hide me. Don't hide because I will feel bad. Just be open and I'll be happy. If you tell no also in my face, I have no problem. But just speak out. So whatever she is, she expects that also. Her answer was, if people are rude to her, she is most of the time easily excited to work and take up extra job. She does not mind working overtime. She is a teacher actually, but she does not like people being rude to her. She does things in a desperate manner to complete it. If her work is given to her, she will basically do it wholeheartedly. She will basically work overtime to achieve the target. So I thought, why the TG, why the cholesterol is so high? Because everything is inside, you know. Why does cholesterol, this is also my basically interpretation of case of 25 years. Whenever there is a grief inside, the patient is not able to come out. The heart, the blood basically starts sticking and the solid materials from the blood flow sticks and the cholesterol goes up. So I told her there has to be something which has affected her and she's not able to come out. So that was my basic next question. I just gave her the option, anything else you want to share about your friend? And she told she was working very hard on a project in a school with her team. She had completed a 10 years tenure and was due for promotion and a pay rise. But unfortunately, as politics plays a dirty role, instead of her colleague got promoted as an HOD. HOD means head of the department. This incidence was a major setback. Now imagine you being in her shoes. You're working day and night as a good teacher. Everybody respects you. Student respects you. You are working and maintaining balance of home and school, working in a project out of school hours. And now when the time of what you call promotion, somebody else is promoted because of some other reasons. So this I had to take into account. So I basically first understood the forehead personality. I asked some questions and she was out and out bold and independent lady. But this was hurting her very much. And then basically asked, normally what we ask in case taking, can she bear cold weather and how much water does she drink? She said that she's unable to bear cold. She needs a sweater, socks, and keeps her head covered much of the time. She drinks water frequently in a day. So she was not precise. So this is what basically we got from the case. Okay. So this is the analysis, and this is what I asked through the forehead personality, interpreting the rounded forehead. And this was very, so this is what I could gather from the case in a nutshell, I'm telling you. So if you try to analyze the case now, what all comes in your prescription? If you try to analyze the case, how do you analyze this case and what remedy comes to your mind? Anybody? Any question? Are there anything on the chat box? Because I can't see the chat box. Yeah.
One is tachycardia can come because
Yeah,
anger is suppressed.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Another one is ectasia also can come. That is second.
Yes. Yes.
So
Very nice.
Sir,
Yeah.
the rubrics are bold. One is bold, and
Yeah.
the other is communicative.
Yeah. Very nice, sir. Very nice. Very nice, sir. I'm very happy. Phosphorus is
Okay.
also coming. Very happy, sir. Very happy to know. So I was just yeah. Any further? Can we have something more?
Sir, next is grief.
Yeah.
3 rubrics are coming. From
Okay.
these rubrics, we can select one remedy.
Okay, sir. Very nice. Cilicia is there. Carcinosin, Tarandi. Very nice. I'm very happy that people are taking part in that. If you have attended my Hindi version of resentment is there, yeah. Okay. But
No.
now see,
From deception.
yeah. So 2 things you have to think in this type, a bold personality. Okay, she had a trauma. She had a trauma. And now the reaction, she says, okay, I had a trauma, but I'm okay with it because I want to live life as positivity. I want to go further in life. I can't stick to that resentment and what will happen. No, because she's a bold. Forehead is very rounded, No, yeah. See, this is, if there's a backstabby feeling and all this feeling, then the symptom would be something different, optimistic. Yeah, optimistic person. So that is the rounded forehead. So when we basically repetize this case, and one thing also very important. The personality is bold, it is independent, fiery, comes out, throws the emotions. She got one hurt feeling, but as basically she was not more interested in earning money because she already was from a good house. There was some feeling of that okay, I should have got it, but maybe because of politics I have not got it. This was basically idea of the case. Any other things which comes to your mind? Anybody? Okay. See,
There's small quantities of water, so that is why even arsenic also can come.
Yeah. So somebody has written carcinosin. Now, if you see carcinosin, carcinosin basically is a remedy is dominated by somebody. See, if there is a domination in carcinosin, it releases in the form of artistic, good in painting, very social, likes to go out, likes gardening. That is carcinosin. There's a lot of dominance in carcinosin, which is not matching the forehead of the patient. So that's why we cannot think about carcinosin. See, there was not so much mortification and there was no much resentment as the patient's face tells us. Arsenic, she was not always crying and there was no anticipation. There was no restlessness. What will happen? I have to get it. I will do it. I'll go complain. She was okay. That's why basically I ruled out those remedies. Now, simple repetition, if you see, this patient is a patient who basically wants to work, always wants to have activity, always wants to be in motion. She's not a personality who will sit and just lament and say, oh, what will happen now? What will I do? So in this case, if your forehead is good, you entry point, you have directly asked the leading questions so that your Judgment has come now. Yeah, industry, she likes working. She does not like out of control working. She likes working. Whatever work she has been given, she'll complete that. So we took a very, very simple rubric, because I was very sure that the forehead part is right. So she desires activity. She's extroverted and demonstrative. Her ambition was deceived. She was chilly and she was thirsty. Simple case, simple repetition, and a very, very simple remedy. Very, very simple remedy. The speed has to be important. The speed of patient, the speed of genetic level of the patient, and the speed of action of remedy, because we wanted the results very, very fast. If you repetize this simple remedy, I'm very happy that somebody has written that remedy also. This happens when the case taking is very good. This happens when your entry point is very good. You are very clear in what you want to do in rubrication and what you want to enter in that case. If you see the repertory chart, it's a very, very simple remedy, belladonna. No hi-fi remedies, no rare remedies, simple remedies, belladonna. And basically, I prescribed belladonna 200 single dose. Of course, let me be very frank. I was also very much what you call stressed. What will happen to the patient? What will happen to the patient? So, and the patient's relatives are very stressed. Patients' son and daughters were very stressed because they were also from a very learned family. So I said, no, mother. Doctor said no. 15 days. You check in 3 days only. So this was the remedy given. Though the reports are a few days apart, is due to the friend calling up for regular until the results came in after 3 days. So after 3 days, the reports was checked again. The cholesterol after 3 days came to 266 and the TG came to 381 in 3 days. This, of course, it is still not normal, but see what was the cholesterol reports before. The cholesterol reports before was, if anybody can write, what were the reports before? The cholesterol report before 3 days was 427 and the triglycerides was 2419. After 3 days of treatment, though the cholesterol is still not normal, though the TG is still not normal, but the remedy is working and the amelioration has started. And after 3 days more, she checked the report again. After 3 days, the cholesterol came down to 151 and the TG came down to 369. And after 10 days, the cholesterol was 136 and the TG was 112. This is the way to enter the case if your presentation of rounded forehead is very nice. And that's why a bold personality, if you see belladonna in therapeutics, belladonna in pharmacodynamics, therapeutics, all the symptoms of belladonna are type of bold personalities. So just to confirm, just to give you a very transparent view, these are the WhatsApp chat of the patient, which the patient told me. She said, sir, good morning. I'm sending you her lipid reports. I said, okay. Then I told her, close the face and give the face. She sent me the address. She lives in Jabalpur. I sent her the reports. The reports came and the doctor, and she said, Dr. Saab, thanks a million because I sent the report by post. She got, and she told me that when can I disturb you and how to take the medicines. I told her that. And this is the second report. I told cheers to homeopathy. And I told her, please spread the awareness about homeopathy. And the patient says, yeah, sure, it was a savior to me. And then she told me, then she was praising me. I've cut those parts. But she said, good afternoon. Sure, I need to tell her to do the test again. I said, yes, this is my friend talking to me. I told her, do 12 hours fasting for lipid profile. She will call and ask me. And this is the WhatsApp chat, basically. What basically I wanted to share my opinion about rounded forehead. Now, one more question arises. What are the other remedies that we can think about in this? What are the other remedies? Those were very, very close, but not the remedy. Can anybody give me some hints of the remedy which was very close?
Calcarea carb and Nux vomica.
Yeah. So now Calcarea carb, Nux vomica. Of course, Nux vomica, very rightly said, very positive, very bold, very fast remedy. But in Nux vomica, elements from is something different, and what was lacking in the patient. Calicare carb, of course, the speed is lacking. If your remedy, Mater Medica, you'll be surprised, one remedy, very, very close, and I thought it was camphor. Now, understand what the patient told about dancing. Whenever a camphor patient start dancing, the dancing the patient desires is wild. And extreme excitement is frantic. Frantic becomes out of control. But the patient of us was not frantic and was not out of control. She used to enjoy, she used to get absorbed in her own dance because she needed always the activity. See the comparison of belladonna and camphor. Dancing while the patient here desires physical activities, frantic, extroverted, demonstrative, wicked disposition. Of course, plumbum metallicum. In plumbum metallicum also, we compare elements from egotism, embarrassment, honor wounded. I think somebody is talking.
Mute, yeah, you have to mute everyone from your side because otherwise the people talk.
Yeah. Yeah, please. So now, very, very close remedy again was plumbum metallicum. Elements from egotism and embarrassment, honor wounded. But plumbum metallicum is impolite. Remember that. Plumbum metallicum is an impolite and, sorry, platinum metallicum, impolite and ungrateful. That is platinum met. Very close to this remedy, one remedy again, which was very close, you know, that you have to think about. That is what I thought about was Cocculus indicus. Cocculus has a very, very important symptom, intolerance of interruption. But Cocculus patient is an introverted patient. If you go deeper in Cocculus indicus has very wicked disposition, which the patient did not have. That is very, very important for us to understand. So when you repetize also, when you go through forehead also, I have few cases more of forehead, you know, cured cases of fibroid, cured cases of insomnia. But just I wanted to tell the comparative remedies also. When you compare remedies also, it should not be out of the context of what we are talking about. Platinum metallicum also will have rounded forehead, but the patient has to be impolite, ungrateful. It is said that platinum metallicum sometimes become impolite and mentally the patient becomes very numbed feeling, mentally and physically. That is platinum met. Of course, Cocculus indicus, if you go further and it is written Cocculus indicus, basically mathematics, calculation adapted for is Cocculus indicus. And wicked disposition, if you have never seen a wicked disposition, now this is the interpretation which I was talking about. No patient will say that I have a very wicked disposition. That will be your interpretation. So this is how belladonna 200 single dose cured the case. The TG from 1000 came down to hundreds. The cholesterol from 427 came down to 127 in 10 days. See the speed of the remedy. The therapeutics of belladonna is fast. And if you go and see belladonna in Mater Medica, simple in Allen's keynote also Mater Medica, you will see some symptoms of belladonna so close, so fast. You know, belladonna, if you say, belladonna, if you see basically in Mater Medica, it is written in Allen's keynote, violent and often delirious when sick, lively, entertainment. This is a patient of belladonna. Plethoric constitution, that is belladonna. See the life of a bold and a independent lady. That is important to us, you know. I hope you got belladonna very well. I have given, I think it's only 40 minutes. So I just tried to get the case in 40 minutes, you know, because normally I have a problem and I have a habit of extending, you know, 1 hour lecture to 2 hours, 2 hours to 3 hours, because I cannot finish Mater Medica. So belladonna,
so we are having 10 more minutes.
Yeah, so I was told 40 minutes, so that question answer session also takes some time. That's why I was trying to finish. Okay.
No, we need to conclude by 9. 10 minutes, we can have the session, and after that 10 minutes interaction.
Okay. So I've got a very, very interesting, excellent. Thank you. So 200 potency and complementary remedy. No, see, whenever you prescribe belladonna, I normally start with 200 because of the nature of the patient, physical, mental, both matching. And that's why we're 200 potency. A single dose because, frankly speaking, the destiny was with me. In 3 days only, she checked the cholesterol. I was thinking of giving LM potency so that I can repeat. But they did not have LM potency there. So I gave 200 potency and the patient himself checked it in 3 days and I got the results. So I was very happy. So that's how. And if you see belladonna in Allen's keynote, simple, we'll talk simple Allen's keynote. Great liability to take cold. If you see, great liability to take cold with the patient had and quick sensation and motion. Quick sensation and motion. The patient like dancing. In Hindi it is written कि मैं अपने झूमता हूं, मतलब she just dances her heart out. There is no head and tail about dancing. You got it. In anybody, you got it, no? In belladonna, one thing is also very important. In belladonna, which mathematic is better? No, see, everybody asked me those questions. My mathematica was not so good, is not so good. But when you start interpreting a patient through different angles, automatically your mathematica grows. I told you the example of calcaria silicata. I told you the example when the nails bed feels very cold. There was only one drug. Then you start reading those drugs. But you have to at least get to that remedy personality. At least you get to the remedy, a rare remedy or an infrequent use remedy. Then only you can go to that part of remedy. Otherwise, in belladonna, we try only to see that redness, the congestion, the throbbingness, which is there. But if you go out and see belladonna out of the box, then you get very beautiful symptoms of belladonna. I had an interesting case of belladonna, same round type of forehead, but he had lymph nodes in the abdomen. And when I just started to touch the abdomen, the patient shouted with pain. And there's a very interesting symptom in belladonna. Abdomen is tender. Abdomen is tender, distended, aggravated by the least jar. Even of the bed. And it is so much that there is fear of jar, and that is belladonna. If you could open Allen's, if anybody has Allen's keynote, we can say, and that's why the patient always touches the abdomen of the belladonna, because the transverse colon protrude like a pad. That is a very important indication of belladonna. It depends on how you are entering the case. Of course, case taking totality is very, very important. I also start with that. But in some cases, you develop an eye to enter the case just by seeing the case, whatever Kent has said about aura. So in belladonna, if you see the transverse colon is like a pad, pad, you touch it, the pain starts. And that's why belladonna becomes a very, very important remedy in these type of cases. And it is written definitely belladonna is acute of calcarea carp. But in this case, belladonna came out and out because of the boldness, because of the independent personality, because of the authoritative personality, because of the strong nature of the patient and the violent anger of the patient. In this case, the body was showing the anger in the form of accumulation of all the pride, accumulation of all the wrong happened, but the patient didn't take notice about it, but the body took no notice about it, and that's why belladonna worked in this case. Are you with me, anybody? Are you with me?
If we are getting it.
Yeah, that's why it is said in belladonna, its action is upon the brain. There's furious excitement and perversion of special senses out of control. That is, the boldness increases out of control. This is negative boldness. And that's why negative boldness is called audacity. And you'll be surprised when you're taking the rubric. There are different types of forehead. When you take the rubric audacity, then the remedy comes ignitia. Then the remedy comes arnica and not belladonna. Ignitia and arnica are two marking in that rubric. But we never think of ignitia for audacity because we have already made an idea that ignitia basically is a very precocious child, a diligent child, and that's why we don't get that. That's why if you see basically, if you see belladonna only, in basically belladonna it is written that useful in air sickness. Useful in air sickness. These type of personalities, I had cases maybe in India also and out of India. they have problem when they go out with that, balloon, that hot air balloon. And when they come back, they start getting that sickness, air sickness, or traveling the plane because they cannot bear that. That is belladonna. So this is how you have to approve. Entry point is very important. How do you enter the case? This is the entry point of the rounded forehead. If we have some time, So the important cross references that you have to take in these type of boldness personalities are audacity first, second is courageous, third is daring, and the fourth is high spirited. A belladonna patient, a person with boldness, most of the time will be always high spirited. He will look for opportunities in life. He will look for opportunity in his life. What is there in life? That is the meaning of high spirited. Though you might not have seen high spirited in your practice, but today I'm telling you, you check whether I'm wrong or not. If you have this type of forehead and rounded fullness, see the boldness in the patient and you'll get very good results. If we have time, I'll just share one WhatsApp chat of a case of insomnia and fibroid, just a chat. We have cured this case. Do we have 2, 3, 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure, we have.
So this was a case, this was a very interesting case of insomnia. The patient had sleeplessness for months and she came and told me I can sleep only for 2 hours in a day. Otherwise, I have to take sleeping pills. I have tried everything, nothing is working. And of course, she suffered from fibroid also. And the doctor wanted her to operate. But I told her wait because I got a very beautiful input from the forehead. She had taken, of course, a lot of medicines also. So if so this is the case, this is basically a WhatsApp chat of that case, which we cured, hello, sir. This is Gloria, the name of the patient. Many thank you for a good treatment. Sleep is good. Menses proper. I mean to say, ekdam means it is properly coming monthly. It is exactly the same day. Hope my fibroid will be destroyed soon by the grace of God. Her fibroids are much better. Only small part is left. Thanks a bunch, sir. Because fibroid ka medicine abhi shuru kiya hai. Means she is telling me that the fibroid, we have just started the fibroid medicine because I'm taking medicine only for sleep. She does not know in homeopathy, basically when we start the treatment, we are treating the patient and not the person. So she feels now my sleep is okay and now my fibroid also is better, but still there. So I said, yes, absolutely fine. So this was the chat and lately I have the video of the case also. If I'll play the video also if I have time. But see this was the patient. See the forehead of the patient. And what can you guess from the forehead of the patient? Video. So this is the forehead of the patient. See a hairline, deep forehead, a deep forehead. The hairline is, see the hairline is here. Deep forehead. If you can remember my first slide of forehead, yeah, deep. Yes, absolutely right. So Dr. Jyoti, thank you. And I'm very happy that at least somebody is understanding what I want to tell you. It was a deep forehead. And we have the latest report of that patient also. Fibroid are totally cured. Fibroid is cured. We are not going into the remedy and going into what I do for prescription. I just wanted to just tell you okay, how the entry point from the forehead also is important to in your practice. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it does not happen. The patients, if video is, did you understand this, the WhatsApp chat and the patient?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I have the video, I'll just see if I have the video of the case. I'll just close this and just share a video. Here's a video. Okay, next time I'll make sure that I put the subtitles,
Okay.
Yeah. So this is, I just see the forehead of the patient. See the deep forehead. You could see that deep forehead of the patient. That
Yes,
you can
yes.
see, no? Yeah. So she's just telling that we have just, she's praising me that it's a good doctor, amazing doctor, and we have cured the fibroid also, and we have cured the insomnia also. So this is basically, if I have the reports, I'll share you. Okay, fine. I think you believe me, no? What I'm telling is right. So believe me, the fibroid has gone. And the insomnia was also got cured. So this is just, I wanted to just share my experience on forehead prescribing, on rounded forehead. Different foreheads, I have different cases, but just matter of thought to everybody is that this is also possible, and just elaborate the domain of prescription and entering the case, which would give you good results also. So thank you for your patience here. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. There is a lot of comments here. Persons need your class again. And here is Dr. Hariharan to ask you a question. Dr. Hariharan, you can interact.
Okay, sir, very nice class, and it is an extraordinary class, sir. Thank you very much. But I want to ask a question, sir. See, there is two medicines for baldness. One is, I think, platina and bell. That that two medicine came to your prescription. That is good and nice. Another thing is, one is extrovert. Extrovertness you have not taken as a rubric. Why it is so?
I have written extrovert, sir. If you go to the if you go to my presentation, I have taken extrovert. I have taken that rubric, extrovert demonstrative. If you have seen the, I have taken the rubric extroverted and 2 demonstrative. I've taken that, sir.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah, and see, remember in Courageous, now she had that, I can say, a pinprick that she could not get the promotion because she was an ambitious. She is an ambitious type of lady. But I'll just share something with you. If you take the rubric Courageous, of course, we have been studying a lot about platina and those remedies which are basically very bold and violent anger. But for me, if I were to tell you, do think about some remedies. If you can write down, think about Bovista, think about Pulsatilla, think about Ignitia, and think about opium also. These are also very courageous remedies. But because they have been painted, I would say painted because when we learn Mathematics in a college from our professors, from the basic books of Mathematics, that is stuck in our mind. That is a sora of Mathematics. So when we come out and start practicing, that sora is always there. We have been taught belladonna is bold, platina is very egoistic, platina is very pride remedy. So we forget those remedies. In their pathogenesis, something is there, but because a sora is so instilled in our college level, that's why we don't think about. But I found very beautiful results with Courageous like Bovista, Pulsatilla, opium, and Ignitia also. The reaction in these remedies differ, but these are also in the column of courageousness in my prescribing and my repertory and my Mathematics.
Okay. Next is Dr. Sridhar Kuru.
Sir, your class was an excellent, and
sir, hello, sir. Thank you so much.
Was also excellent, sir. Come again with another such cases, wonderful cases. Thank you very much, sir. A big salute.
Thank you. And next is Rasa Bhagyani.
Hello, sir. I have 2 questions. First, this is this from Vanier method, the type of forehead? And another question, in the bald patient, their hair falling, how you determine which type of forehead? Thank you.
No. See, if you're basically, first of all, I don't prescribe every case for forehead. We go from totality only. Second, some nature, some innate character of a personality never changes. It never changes. If you ask somebody, if you ask me to, I always tell that if you ask me to speak slow, I will not be able to speak slow. I fumble when I speak slow. This is my innate character. In forehead case, if there is a hair falling, so there is a pathology involved. That means the basic nature, the basic innate character of that forehead is lost. So you can go to the previous photo and see what was the sora and what was there, what is lost. So what is lost is actually sora. What Dr. Kent says, what is lost, that is will. And when will is lost, the psychotic and the syphilitic mechanism comes into play. So don't take what is after the disease, take patient as a person. That is important.
And another question, sir, are these from Vanier, typology of Vanier, or other book?
No, this is from no book. This is what I have understood in my practice, and I'm writing few remedies in those foreheads so that my entry point of a case is easy.
Thank you, Doctor.
I just shared my experience, sir. The Mathematica is from the basic Mathematica, but the forehead basically what I have showed you today is my experience basically, sir.
And from the continuous observations and comparing
Yes,
everything together.
Yeah.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. And it's a time of vote of thanks, and I welcome Dr. Dhanesh for that.
Good evening, all, and good evening, Dr.Abdequem Chinthanwala, sir. It's really an amazing day for us because you really thrilled us with a magnificent case and how beautifully you describe about this belladonna, a different point of look, and why one has to look into the face of the patient and how to differentiate the medicine from the forehead itself. That is something great. Nobody has so far taught us in such a way. But it is really an interesting point, and definitely we will look into this kind of observation also to find out the remedy. And nobody thought that it is in this case, belladonna will come, and usually people believe that we are all prejudiced, just like anyone, that the belladonna is an acute remedy for acute case, but frankly, it is not a remedy that works, whether it's a chronic or an acute case, it really works. And thank you, sir, for your excellent hope that you can present some more cases here in this forum as per your convenience in the later part of June or first week of June or something, because as we have our celebration going on about this 100-day celebration, and which begins on June 1st at
1,000 days.
Sorry, 1,000-day celebration. Sorry for the mistake. And it's a 1,000-day celebration, which is about to start on June 1st at Trivandrum, one of the greatest hotel here. And our governor will be inaugurating the session, and there will be another session. A second session will be at Calcutta, and third one will be at Delhi, and the fourth one will be at Dubai. This is the plan set out by our panel of members here. And we would like to celebrate all these things. As you know that we are having both homeopathy lovers as well as homeopathy doctors here. So this is a rare combination of doctors with lovers. They are also contributing a lot of things for homeopathy here. And we hope you people can also add something more to this. And we are also celebrating 30-day sessions from different part of the world. Tomorrow we will have Bolivia, who is presenting the third session. Already we have sessions from Sri Lanka one day, and another day we have from Afghanistan. So we have UK waiting, US waiting, and all these countries using a full hour for their presentations, and not cases, but a full celebration is going. This is what we have arranged. Anyway, we are thankful to you, sir, for coming over here and delivering one of the best presentation here in this forum. And on behalf of IFBH and my behalf, I am telling you, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Tomorrow on the 977th daily webinar session, we are having the 1000th day curtain raiser program from Bolivia. So expect all, and we will meet again tomorrow. Over to Malayalam, Dr. Hubert.